Hello fellow book lovers and welcome back to another video. Today it's a haul. I want to show you all the books that I bought since this year began. It's so many that it makes out a whole box of cat food. Well, do you need that many books? No. I'm hoping that I'm going to read all of this. It's not as if I did not have unfinished books previously or unread books on my shelves before I got those books. I did not get them all at once. This is like acquired over, I think, 6 weeks or something. So I think I have a problem. The way that I do hauls, if you've never been here before with me for a haul, I oftentimes go out and buy a book just because of very superficial reasons. I like the cover, it's by a Japanese author, it's something I want to try out, it seems interesting, I've heard like one sentence about it, now I need to buy it. I most of the times don't know anything about the plot, and I like to keep it that way. I don't like to know anything at all about the books that I'm buying. Okay, let's just talk about the books. So there are going to be some books that I'm just gonna name the title, tell you the reason for why I bought the book, and then move on, I guess. Like this one by Claire Keegan. It's called Small Things Like These. Why did I buy it? Because it says the Booker Prize 2022 shortlisted. I have read so little that was shortlisted, and I saw that this was short. Sorry, that's my dishwasher. I hope you did not hear it in the beginning of the video. I just noticed. Okay, yeah, because it's short and it has relatively big font, that's why I bought it. Because if I start with the Booker Prize shortlist, why not start with something easy? Then I have this one. By the way, they're in random order. I just threw them in the box. This is by an Austrian/German author. I think he's actually more Austrian than he is German. And I once read a book by him when I was in school, and then I saw that this is a new publication by him. I don't know if he's my kind of author. I don't know if I can talk a lot about it, because I am pretty sure that his works are not translated. Let's move on because nobody cares for Austrian authors. Then I bought Berserk, and that's because of a comment. Somebody asked me which book to lend from the library, and one of the books they had as an option was Berserk, like mangas. And I realized that I've never attempted to read Berserk, although I've heard a lot of it. I think that the series is currently not finished. I think the author is on a hiatus, which he likes to do a lot, and very long hiatuses, that is. So I don't know if I should actually get into this, because I like my series to be already wrapped up when I start them. I wanna know everything. The next one, the next one is Quentin Tarantino, Cinema Speculations. What is this? Is this a biography? Is this a piece on cinema and filmmaking? I have no idea. I bought it because of the name. I don't know. To be fair, or to be honest, actually, I'm not that great of a fan of Tarantino movies. I have not watched every movie. I did enjoy the ones I watched, like Reservoir Dogs was really good. I loved Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So I think that I can definitely appreciate his movies, but I am not the ultra fan. I don't think that his movies are godlike or anything. He has a special style, and if you like it, I can, why not? It's a taste. But I also don't watch that many movies, and I have watched a fair amount of his movies for being a person that prides himself in not watching a lot of movies. So I thought, why not read a book by Quentin Tarantino? Next I have Men and Women. It says in German on the cover. It's by Yosano Akiko, and she is a Japanese author that lived in the early half of the 20th century. And she was very progressive with her thoughts and essays that she wrote. And a friend of mine recommended this one to me. My friend said she was mind blown by the thoughts in there and how like what kind of foresight this woman had. So I wanted to check it out. The next book that I have is a manga again, and that is The Laughing Vampire Part 2. I thought I would never ever get this one, but I saw it at my bookstore. It's translated, it's the second part. I've already wrapped it up in a wrap-up, like The Laughing Vampire in itself, but only the first part. So I'm debating on just reading this and not mentioning it, besides of this vlog, because here it is, and so cool. I love that. This is one of my best purchases in here, although I'm actually pretty happy with almost everything that I got. I think everything, but you know, sometimes you buy something and you regret it instantly. Haven't pulled out anything yet. Then I have a poem book by Erich Fried, which is I'm always a bit unsure whether they are German or Austrian. I think he's a German author, and this is a collection of love poems, and I was just feeling it, you know? Once a year, once a decade, I have the urge to like just get something about love. If I end up reading it, that's another question, but I got it because I felt like I should. Oh, let's give you an example of what I'm sometimes doing. I'm gonna tell you a story. I bought this book. It's called Hand to Mouth by Paul Auster. And I've seen this at my secondhand online bookshop, and the title of this, if that is the title, that is, because it says underneath A Chronicle of Early Failure. If Hand to Mouth is the title, this speaks to my soul. My mother used an expression when I was a child, because, you know, my mother is a painter, my father is an animator. And we always had little money, okay? And it was always an expression that was used when it came to money. My family always said, or my mother in particular always said, we're living from hand to mouth. So this caught my interest as soon as I saw the title, and also A Chronicle of Early Failure is something that speaks to me as well. I love failure. I love to fail, because failing means you tried. If you're starting out with something, you are going to fail. So I love failure. I have no idea what that is. Is this a story? Is this a biography? I don't know who Paul Auster is. Maybe it's a biography because I found it with another, like as a suggestion for when I bought another biography. So I'm thinking maybe this is a real person. If you know something about that human, tell me without telling me too much, because I still want to figure out who that was on my own. Maybe I'm gonna look like a dumb person. I shouldn't worry about that. I'm always going to look like a dumb person if I'm going to talk about books, so it doesn't matter, right? Okay, same goes for this one. It's called Tell Me an Ending by Joe Hawking. I don't know why I bought this. I have no idea why I bought this. I have no idea who Joe Hawking is. The title wasn't intriguing to me, like not particularly intriguing. I still think it's a nice title. The cover is nothing too outstanding. I don't know why I bought this. I just bought it. It cost 14 euros. I must have had enough money, like I must have had too much money that day. And it was like, oh, I'm gonna take you with me just because. Another one I bought from a secondhand website. This is Sherilyn Kenyon. It's called Fantasy Lover, and this is a book that also a friend of mine recommended to me if I wanted to read absolute trash. Like if I was in the mood to just read something over the top ridiculous, where you just have to laugh out loud every second sentence, she said this one. And I had it on my TBR for quite a while because I got that recommendation when I was 23. It's been 4 years. And now I want to read this. What is next? Let's do this one. Another one I have no clue about. This is Osamu Tezuka's Miyu. I don't know, that says Miyu? It does not say Miyu. Does it? It says Mayu. 1.5 years of Japanese and I have no idea how to pronounce hiragana. No, this is not a ma, this is a mu, and it's also not hiragana, this is katakana. I don't know what went wrong on that day. Anyways, in English it is also called MW. Maybe that's like the better title to name here. Tell you another story. I just sat down with 2 friends of mine for like from the language course, and we tried to read the children's book. It took us about 1.5 hours to read 3 pages. They were written this big and there were no kanji. Intensive language learning. And 3 people together are not able to figure out 3 pages of a children's book. It's so sad. It's so sad. Hey, let's learn Japanese. It's gotta be fun. It is fun, actually. It is fun. I love Japanese, but it's sometimes it's so ungrateful. I've never heard of this guy before, okay? But it says, Comics God Osamu Tezuka's darkest work. That's all I read in the store. That's why I bought it. It also says it's from the age of 16, so it's age restricted. And that's always a good sign, because I'm hoping for something scary, or sinister, or dark. I hope for it. I don't know, I also like the art style. I think this is really beautiful. Probably it's very sexual, I don't know. There's a wolf over a woman. She looks like she's either in pain or in pleasure. Sometimes you don't know. Next I have... Let's do this. I think this is called The Secret Society. It's by Donna Tartt. I'm gonna check for a second just because. It's The Secret History, it's not The Secret Society. I have heard so many people lately talking about this. And this being like one of their most favorite books and stuff like that. So I had to get it. Also because next month, I think the buzzword of Lala's challenge is secret. So this would fit just perfectly. The only thing that I'm worried about is that I have the goldfinch on my nightstand and it's been there for 2 years, 2+ years. And I am a bit afraid of how this is going to go. Am I able to sit through this in a month? Can I enjoy it enough that I really want to finish it quickly? I hope so. For clarification, I also don't think that the goldfinch is bad. It's just that I rarely ever gravitate towards it, and once I get out of a book, it's really hard for me to get back into it. But I'm trying to tackle that in the future. Okay, here. There's a great example for a book that I bought because it's by a Japanese author. Never heard of this. It's called Tokyo Vent Station. Cool title. It's also a National Book Award winner. I don't know. It's also a New York Times notable book. Cool, right? I probably wouldn't have needed all of those things to sell me on this. The author's name is enough for me. I can't tell you anything about it, so that's it. What else do I have? I have V for Vendetta in here. This is a graphic novel. It's a very classic and well-known graphic novel. It's where the anonymous mask comes from. It's also something that another YouTuber mentioned, and since then I wanted to read it badly, and now I found it. It wasn't hard to find. I just saw it and I took the chance. I don't know what it is about. I don't want to talk about it. Then I have this one, another second-hand one. It's by Neville Shute. It's called On the Beach. When I bought it, I found out that this is apparently a book that is loved to be read in English class at school. I never read it at school. I never heard of it in school. My mother told me from this, of this. Maybe she has read it in school. I've never asked her. This is, I think, a post-apocalyptic scenario in which a postman is walking on the beach and finding letters. This is probably so wrong. This is just what I remember and I'm just making up a new story. Probably that is not the premise, just so you know. What is the great Australian novel of our time? This is Australian? Good to know. Oh no, I think I'm actually mixing it up with another book that I bought in here. So forget whatever I was saying. My mother still recommended it to me. It's probably not about the letters or a post-apocalyptic thing. Then another one that nobody cares for because it's German. It's Julia Schoch, mit der Geschwindigkeit des Sommers, with the speed of the summer. Don't know if this got translated or anything. I doubt it. I recently read a short story by this author and I thought it was one of the best in the bunch of short stories. So I decided to get like a novella of hers to like put a toe in the pond of Julia Schoch's writing, and hopefully, maybe, I have discovered somebody new and exciting. Time for another manga, and that is Demon Slayer Volume 17. You know what? I think I started Demon Slayer a year ago. I ordered every volume of Demon Slayer in English, and I received every volume of Demon Slayer in English except for the 17th volume. So I bought the German translation because I will probably never receive my English copy of the 17th volume. Now I can finally finish the series. Another German one. This is Daniel Glattauer, Die Liebe Geld. I have no idea how to translate it. Love, money. The love, money. Money, love. Love, money. Love and money. You can see the price on the cover. I paid way too much for this. Also a German author that, like years ago, wrote a really famous piece, like book, that also got turned into a theater piece. And I wanted to check out what he was doing nowadays. Then I have this one. This is Starving Anonymous. No idea what this is about. I bought it because it was on the 18+ shelf in my bookstore and it said horror, and I am really like craving a new horror manga because Junji Ito, I've been reading a lot of Junji Ito the past year, and he's super. He's nice. I'm really content with his works. He's like my horror mangaka of comfort. But I need a change. Just for a second, I need a change. And I think that this one, those were also ones that were in the same shelf and that I took with me because of the same reason. It is called August 9th, I Will Be Eaten by You. Then I have this one, which is a non-fiction book, actually. I think besides the biographies, this is one of the few non-fiction books that I have in here. This is actually German. It's called Storytelling Apes. This is my translation. I don't know if this is actually one that got translated. I do have a history podcast that I listen to from time to time, and they recommended this book, so I saw it in the store. And I also know that it's really on Vogue right now, like people love to read it at the moment where I live at. So I thought, why not? I hope that I'm gonna pick it up soon, because books like this, they are at risk of for me not picking them up if I don't do it immediately, just because they're not something that I would normally pick up. It's like an idea that I have in my head. Somebody says a line about a book and I feel intrigued, and if I don't pick it up immediately, I probably will never. Then I bought Dave Grohl's The Storyteller, by the way, another storytelling. Do I need to say anything about that? I don't think so. David Grohl, the drummer of Nirvana, aka the lead singer of the Foo Fighters. Oh my god, that took a while. I saw this biography everywhere I went, and it was always an option for if I ever run out of cool biographies. Thing is, it never happens. I always have a biography that I look forward to. I still bought it in the end because I think I just gave in. I saw it too often. Let's throw in another one that is not gonna ring any bells for anybody. It's Arno Schmidt, Die Gelehrtenrepublik. Don't ask me to translate this. I'm not going to. This, I think, is the one that I confused on the beach with. I think that this one is about a postman in an apocalyptic scenario who's reading letters. But Arno Schmidt, I already failed once with this author. He is very high literature. It's super hard to understand this man. And I once tried with short stories that my mother bought for me, and it was a disaster. I understood like half of the things he said. I think there was one story in there that I actually was able to understand, and that was a great feeling, but the rest left me clueless, and I felt very dumb when reading this. So I thought I would give it another try, see if I'm still dumb, probably. But then I have a book called Aunts, and it's by Bernard Werber. I am hoping that, like, this is a French author, so I'm really sorry for my bad pronunciation. But this one is a book that my co-worker recommended to me. I asked her about the book that she loves to recommend to people, or that she thinks is a good book, or she enjoyed herself a lot, and she said this one. It's about an aunt, or an aunt family. How do you say that? A colony of aunts, where everything is told from the perspective of the aunts, and it's pretty cool, she said. And this sounded so strange, and so... I just had to get it, okay? It sounded stupid. As soon as something sounds stupid, I'm in. If it's well written, that is, okay? I can't read badly written books, it's just what it is. But a dumb idea, well executed. You got me. There are only 3 books left, so let's do it from the top of my knees. And the first book is H.R. Giger's biography. I saw this in the library actually and borrowed it from there, and then realized it would take me way longer to read this than the 3 months, just because I also have other books that I want to finish before I start this. So I bought it, because I did not want to let this go. It feels good to possess it. H.R. Giger is such a mastermind when it comes to drawing and horror. Yeah. Oh, by the way, look at the back. Isn't that a cool back? Does this look like a man to you who takes himself very seriously? And then I have Audre Lorde's Sister Outsider. This is, I think, a collection of essays on racism and anti-racism. And I wanted to read this since a couple of years already, and then I found it online as like one of the second-hand books, so I just took a chance and bought this. And the last book is called 13 by Steve Kavanagh. I hope. Yeah. There's only hoping. And this is one that also my mother recommended to me, and it's about, I think, a trial, and the murder of the trial sits in a jury, right? And my mother was glued to this book. Like, during the time that she read it, she had to talk about it non-stop. She was like, you have to read it, it's so exciting, it's so cool. So yeah, I bought it. And that's it with the haul. Now I'm gonna put those books back into their box and back on the shelves. I hope you enjoyed this haul. Were there any books that intrigued you? Or what did you buy recently? I wanna know, let me know. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you at another time in another video. Bye!